Good evening, Tokyo. How's it going? Are you all excited? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the closing ceremony for ETHGlobal Tokyo. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and can't wait to get this started. This event has been phenomenal. For the next 1.5 hours, we're going to be making you clap a lot, and I can just see this room behind me packed, so I hope you can hear me in the back. 1,500 attendees are here in this building, out of which almost 1,100 of them have been hacking for the last 36 hours, and they're here from 59 different countries. And the best part of it all is that 35% of them are brand new to Web3. These are existing engineers trying to understand what's possible in crypto. 400 of these are Japanese, and 70% of everybody in this room is from Asia. This is amazing. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Our biggest and our first event in Asia. Now, this is not a conference. This whole event is a hackathon. And that means if you're at an ETHGlobal event that is a weekend hackathon, we care about onboarding developers into this ecosystem. And we do this by focusing on 3 key things. We want to bring all builders together. Our goal is to help you learn, get help, and grow and upskill yourselves. And we really believe that showing is more important than telling, which means that everything we're going to see today is going to be a live demo and not just a PowerPoint. So let's go back to the hackathon. I know all of you have been super tired from working on amazing projects, and I'm super excited to announce that after submissions were due, we had 311 amazing projects that came out of this event. That is absolutely mind-blowing. That is a lot of projects in this space, and we're going to showcase some of them just in a few minutes. Before we get to all of that, I want to give a few thanks to a lot of the people that made all of this possible. Most importantly, all of our judges who've been looking at hundreds of projects over the last 4 or 5 hours, giving all of you feedback, giving all of you pointers onto how to make this better, how do you take this to the next level, and just helping you improve and make this more successful post this weekend. So please give a big round of applause to all of our amazing judges. I want to thank Ken, Vera, Dennison, Feet, Min, Richard, James, Joanne, John, Jeff, Tom, Lasse, Makoto, Windra, Jack, Masa, Tomo, Lion, Stani, Austin, Paris, and Toma Heroes. They've been incredible here talking to all of you, and we can't thank them enough for all of this. More importantly, there's more. Chris, Jade, Madeline, Elker, Zach, and Tita. I was surprised that this is not 28. But more importantly, 38 incredible partners that are here that are giving all these amazing prizes and have made this event possible. So we're going to keep clapping, and the faster you clap, the faster I'll try to say all these names. So without further ado, let's roll. 1H, MetaMask, Nosushin, Taiko, Polygon, Toku, Mina, WorldCoin, Flash Protocol, Airsac, Filecoin, Numa, Aave, Grand Style, Grid Save, Ethereum Foundation, The Graphs, Celo, ZK, Bob, Bitcoin, Hyperlane, Superfluid, Inmax, Uniswap Foundation, Huddle 01, Secured Finance, QuickNote, Funds, Lit, Mass Scroll, Mantle, Push Protocol, Reason, Neep, Lifepeer, Sysmo, and QuantStamp. All of these amazing partners are here. I'm going to be talking about all the prizes that you're going to win from each of these companies. So let's go back to the 311 projects. 9 a.m., all these projects were submitted. From 9:30 till 1 p.m., we looked and judged all of these projects here in this floor and also upstairs. From this, we came up with 11 finalist teams. What's going to happen now is that these teams are going to come on stage and they're going to demo what they built to all of you, and we're going to see some really cool things that we're excited about and some interesting and impressive trends that we're going to see and we have been seeing in this space. There's going to be a lot of interesting and recurring themes that we probably saw a lot of workshops on today or over the weekend, and people talked about and just ideas that were discussed. So we're going to get all of that going. And without further ado, I want to announce all of our 11 finalists. So please give a big round of applause to our 11 teams: Pumpboarding, ZK Voice Key, Bailout, Heoki App, Octoflora, Mina, Probably Nothing Not Works, HipSwap, Tanuki, Yoru, and Superplay. All 11 of these teams will come on one by one and demo what they built. Now, before we get to our very first demo, I want to take a quick second to thank 300 amazing teams here. I'll move out of the way so you can take a photo. Just because you were not one of these 11 teams, it does not mean you were not good enough. It does not mean there was something wrong. Our goal with the judging process was to highlight really awesome and interesting themes. There's more interesting ideas and projects that everybody was excited about in this space, especially our judges. And we really want to make sure that all of you are not discouraged from working on your project after today. And we are here to help. We are here to help you connect with anybody you want to know or get feedback or just be introduced to anybody, whether it's our judges or some mentor or some other person in this ecosystem. Please take the time to reach out to us and ask for any help that you need, and we'll be able to make sure that we can get you there. On top of all of that, this is being live streamed, so for anybody joining us online or if you're on your phones, you can head over to ETHGlobal.com/showcase and see all 311 of these projects. Now, they're all public, and you can check out everything you're going to see here and a lot more about how they built it, why they built it, and their source code. So I'm going to stop talking. Let's get our very first demo for this afternoon. Please welcome, introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone. I'm Zach.
I'm Mia, and we built Pumpboarding.
POM stands for Proof of Membership Protocol, and our goal is to allow any community of any size to be able to decentralize themselves without having to rely on any centralized authority. Yeah, let's get started. You'll notice right off the gate that we're using email for authentication over Connect Wallet. Behind the scenes, this is generating an Ethereum address. Awesome. It just verified that I don't belong to a specific community, and now I'm going through the onboarding flow. Sweet.
As you can tell, this is in a Typeform format, so it's very easy for anyone who doesn't have crypto background to still be able to onboard their community. And right now, the emails that are being written here, it looks like you're just inviting other admins to this platform. But in the background, we're actually creating a multi-sig for this community.
Yep, and with that multi-sig, you have some basic permissions on top, including who to allow to add and remove members after the multi-sig's made, and how do you add other admins to the platform. Our default is majority approval. Sweet. And onboarding is really the main focus we had for the hackathon. Right now, as I've finished up, a multi-sig was created with me as the sole owner on Safe Core, and there are 2 unconfirmed admins that are able to join the platform. As the admins join, I will get a notification through push and then be able to come back to the platform in order to onboard them too.
We wanted to create an experience that would allow anyone, especially those who are in the Web2 ecosystem, to be able to onboard into Web3, again, without any crypto knowledge, so that we can onboard the next billion communities onto Ethereum and other Web3 ecosystems.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for our very first demo. Next up on my right is ZK Voice Key. So please give the ZK Voice Key team a big round of applause.
Hello everyone. So we would like to introduce GK Voice Key. It allows you to create a unique Ethereum account just using your voice. So it is very useful for various kind of key problems of Ethereum. So when we use it for the key recovery system, even if you lose your private key and you don't have social recovery and you don't have any spare private key, you can recover this one using your voice. And when we use it for the on-chain two-factor authentication, the smart contract will require you to speak some special words when you do some special action on chain. For example, transforming a large amount of Ether. So in this model, basically, we have a registration process and authentication process. In the registration, a user generates a hash value derived from the user's voice and store it on the Ethereum blockchain. And in the authentication process, a user proves that the user knows the voice data, which is corresponding to the published hash value. So in more detail, it has three technical features. First, it extracts speaker's feature vectors from your voice using machine learning. And second, we use zero-knowledge proofs to protect the privacy of this authentication process. Because if you reveal all data in this authentication, your voice feature will be revealed to the public. So we have to protect this privacy using GKP. And third, basically, the voice data, the human's data, like voice data, is valuable even for the same person. So our system cancels this noise of data using fuzzy commitment. So even if your voice has some errors from the reference data, we can extract the same hash value using fuzzy commitment. So let's show you demo.
Okay, thank you everyone. I'm really honored to stand here and let me do the quick demo. So this is our application. So what we have to do to recover the key is first we should register our voice. Okay, so what you have to do is just to talk to this UI. Okay, we only have 5 seconds, so watch out. The sun is shining and the birds are singing. Oh, I mistake. Okay, so from my mistaken voice, commitment was created, and after that, MetaMask should open. What's up? Wow. Okay, so MetaMask should open, but not opening. Okay, so when we recover the when we recover the address, what we have to do is to let's think that I'm Bob, but I forgot the secret Ethereum address key, so I have to recover. So what I have to do here,
We can try again. That's okay. Let's start from beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try to get it working.
Let's start. The sun is shining and the birds are singing. Okay.
Woo!
Thank you. Oh, I was really upgrade. Okay, so now it's sent to Ethereum and have to wait. And I cannot wait, so I will speed up. Okay, got it. So now the voice is registered. Okay, but next is the important. Okay, we switch to Bob. No. Before that. Okay. Now I'm not the owner okay, I forgot the address, but so I'm not the owner of this address, but the commitment exists. So this is not the voice feature value itself, but kind of hashed and commitment. So it's safe to save this on chain, and this is saved on chain. Okay, so let's start to recover. And what I have to do is to speak again. The sun is shining and the birds are singing. Okay, hope it works well. Okay. So, this is the commitment that's deployed on the on-chain, and this is the recovered. So from the voice, I could recover the commitment. So actually, it's create the ZKP, but it takes 5 or 10 minutes. So this time I will skip doing this, and now I succeeded to recover, and I am the owner of this contract address. For the demo, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. I can't wait to see 50 more interesting use cases of this. I think there's a couple more. Please.
Thank you, everyone.
Next up, we have our third demo, and that is Project Bailout. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hey guys, I'm James.
I'm Kuro.
I'm Akira. We are Bailout. We build a wallet security pipeline between EOA, smart contract wallet, and cold wallet. And the 2FA smart contract wallet, which can be signed by EOA and Google account. And using Bailout, you can use MetaMask mainly, and put your main asset on smart contract wallet, and eject your all asset to cold wallet with a single button when something happens, like losing your private keys or devices. Okay, so let me take a demo. First, you can see your EOA address and balances here, and there are several setup panels below. And the social recovery setup is currently a bit hard-coded. Okay, let's go. So now place the 2FA setup button and sign in with your Google account. And then execute our lead action to mint the lead protocol PKPs to your MPC wallet. And sign to create a smart contract wallet and set up the EOA address and MPC wallet as an signers. And wait a moment. Check the address. Yeah, it's waiting. Yeah, sign again. It's trying again. Yeah, now the contract wallet is deployed, and this is your contract wallet. It's setting that 2FA signed by your Google account and EOA account. And then now setting up your social recovery. So set the contract wallet and deploying your lead action to IPFS. And then you should set up your publication ID for Lens protocol for the social recovery. And set your social recovery address to be evacuated by your smart contract wallet. And set up the social recovery. And switch to the network. And sign. It's also minting the lead PKPs and set up your social recovery address and other status on the smart contract and check the status. Okay, this is your social recovery address, approval address, and social recovery escape address setting on the contract. And then you should send some money for gas fee to your social recovery approval. And this is your social recovery wallet address. Is now balance is 0. And execute the social recovery one click. And this execute function can be executed by any other wallet address without the gas fees. Wait. Okay, so the balance of the smart contract wallet is transferred to your social recovery wallet address. Thank you. And this is your smart contract wallet address, and the balance is now 0. And the social recovery function was executed. That's all. Thank you, guys.
Amazing. Thank you. All right. Next up is Aoki App NFT, and we're going to go with a translation here. So this one will be a slightly long demo, but trust me, it'll be worth it. So without further ado, let's welcome everybody on stage.
Hello, I'm Aoki in Aoki App. I'll introduce my project Aoki App NFT. In recent years, generative NFT become very popular. In particular, NFT with stacking layers are mainstream. But I think this is not technically challenging. I think on-chain NFT is a technical challenge. But on-chain on-chain NFT has many gas costs. So the way of expression will limit it. So I propose a image compression method based on principal component analysis and applied our knowledge of linear algebra and compress over than JPEG and the NFT the vector is become SFT, so user can buy a vector experience. So let's go demo. では日本語でお願いします。
So I'll try my best to translate.
こちらの画像をご覧ください。
So please look at the images.
はい、こちらをクリックしていくと、この画像が、この影のつき方が変わっていくのがわかりますでしょうか？
So what she's doing right now is prior to that, she actually took 15,000 selfie images as a kind of sample data. And based on that, she ran the Python-based compression mechanism to compress it into 32 different elements. And based on that, you can basically manufacture 256 powered by 32 element, which is almost infinite number of expression. So what she's doing right now in the first element is just showing the different way of the lighting, but all can be expressed as part of an NFT. And in this second one is actually showing each kind of toggle of the 32 elements, which you can kind of toggle to all the way to 256. So not only just the lighting, she can also make some expression changes, like, blinking and like it's not like she can open mouse and stuff, but like you can do more subtle expression changes or be as a generative NFT.
This is eye blinking parameter.
Amazing. Being able to represent all of that directly on chain as compressed vectors, that's just awesome. And this is on mainnet or on chain, not on layer twos. So Please give another round of applause to that project. And next up, we have Octopour. So please welcome them on stage.
Hello, everyone. How many of you are new to Web3? Please raise your hand quickly. So, I think it looks like everyone is experienced. Anyway, so we built an AI-powered blockchain explorer with human-readable answers called Octopour. So, block query made easy is our lovely slogan. So I'm sure that you in Web3 you probably heard of that people usually say the data is actually all there on the blockchain. Everybody can see it. But have you ever wondered how easy or how difficult it is to actually query multiple data simultaneously on the blockchain, whether it's Ethereum or Polygon? The answer is actually very difficult, right? So we have built a natural language query powered by ChatGPT, and we basically put the results in really comprehensible format that very easy for human to understand. So we'll go over the technology architecture.
So the kind of magic that's behind all of this is 2 layers of LLMs. And so the first layer is an agent layer. And the role of the agent layer really is to, from a natural language query, decide which LLM to use. And so the second layer is basically a bunch of models. And we've supported Lens Protocol and AirStack in our kind of MVP here today. But basically, you can accept any number of different LLMs whose job is to translate a natural language query into a GraphQL query. And so you can imagine that since as a community, we've kind of adopted GraphQL as a very common protocol, that we can go and plug this in to many, many, many more models that are all trained to generate GraphQL queries based on certain schemas, and the agent will help us decide kind of which one to use given a certain natural language input. And so there's also a second layer where we have a renderer. And because we don't really know exactly what the query is going to return us, we actually have to go and build out a mapping of all the entities that are possible and build a renderer on the front end to decide, okay, this is actually the data that we've gotten. This is how we want to show it to the user. And so we'll go into our demo now.
Okay, so the first query that we will do, okay, let's go with show me the NFT pictures on Ethereum held by Paradigm.eth, please.
So this takes a bit of time because there's these 3 big steps. So the first thing that happens is that you have the agent that looks at this query and says, okay, which model should I use? Then it forwards along that query with a bunch of other information in order to actually generate the GraphQL query. And lastly, we actually make the GraphQL request to the GraphQL API and generate and get the response back that you can see here.
You can see this is all the images owned by Paradigm.eth, so quite an interesting collection of image. Now let's go to our second query, which is this time we'll deal with collection stats. So we want to find down the aggregate collection stat in monthly sales, monthly volume also in for the currency NFT collection. It was a very famous piece made by Damien Hirst, very well-known artist also in Web 2, Web 3 world. The collection address is, so as you can see, now we can actually see the chart here on the vertical axis is the average sales price in USDC. And on the horizontal axis is actually the progression of the price, right? Since the minting of the collection until the present date. So it hasn't been doing so well because, we're in the bear market, right? And you can actually also see the table here for all the raw data that we put in nicely format. And we can actually send this via push. Very easy to do. So we'll send it to my teammate wallet address right there. So he will input it in, send the message, and it will arrive to his wallet after we approve this transaction. It's just as easy as that. Thanks to our sponsor too. And next, let's look at the third query. Find the top 10 lens profile and then return their ID, their handle, their name, and the number of followers sorted by the number of followers, basically.
So in this actual bottom component that you see here, what we're actually doing is it's actually the same component that we're using. And all it's doing is it's actually looking at the response that we get, parsing it, and deciding how to render it.
So then as you can see, the chat is and the table is probably easier to see here. Lens Protocol is obviously number 1 on there. Stani is number 2 with 85,000 followers, very popular. And the top 10, so as you can see. And now let's switch back. So that was our brief demo. Just quickly talk about the tech stack that we built. We mainly use a lot of open source libraries and software, ChatGPT, LangChain, React.js, but we actually especially would like to thank our sponsor for Push Protocol for enabling the messaging, AirStack, and Lens Protocol. Without them, obviously, we wouldn't have the data to show. And then some of our roadmaps that I would like to talk about. Obviously, 36 hours, there's only so much that we can do, right? But ideally, in the future, we would love to gather more training data to improve the model accuracy, and then expand the use cases and also adding in aggregation so you can actually do a lot of interesting math, like sum averages, improve visualization of result in a dynamic way, and then expand more data sources as well through multiple different protocols, and then raise funding and go to market and make it happen. So we actually, and this is a team that make it happen. We have a product designer, Andre, who's unfortunately not here at the moment, the smart contract developer, Felix over there, myself, I'm the product manager, Ulysses Key and Wilson Lowe, our two expert full stack developer. So we hope to, with this simple yet easy to use app, to be able to help onboard Web3 users who are new to the Web3 sphere, but also would be useful for data geeks who love to explore data with the Web3 journey. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Blockchain and AI have finally started to merge together. That's going to be fun. All right, next up is Project Minot. It's going to be a really cool hardware hack, so we're going to have to spend 30 more seconds on a little bit more setup. And we'll have the camera zoom in when we get to the hardware part. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hi everyone, my name is Dan, and I'm here with my teammates and good friends Hideyoshi and Hiroyuki. Today we'd like to share a hackathon project called Minot. I'd like to open with a question. What if we told you that more than 60 to 70% of the Japanese residents already have a hardware wallet? The answer is yes, it's true. They just don't know it yet. So Minot is our project, and Minot is a browser wallet specifically for Japanese residents that lets them use the government-issued ID as a hardware wallet to send and receive crypto payments. So this is a Japanese government-issued ID. It's called the My Number card. As you can see, it's an ID card issued to all Japanese residents, including children and foreigners, storing the information you see here, like name, address, birthday, gender, and a unique 12-digit individual number. The My Number cards have an IC chip in them, and as of today, they've been issued to over 80 million people in Japan, which represents over 64% of the population. The main use case right now is limited to identity verification, but going forwards, additional use cases are going to be added by the government, including the phasing out of the health insurance card and driver's license, which will eventually be integrated into these My Number cards. So our mission with Minot is to drive mainstream adoption of Web3 tech in Japan by enabling the Japanese government and residents and connecting them with developers across the world. The problem we're aiming to solve is private key management. As you know, it's very difficult to write down your seed phrase and keep them safe, even for the most sophisticated users. Hardware wallets as well are relatively expensive and have a steep learning curve, making it very unrealistic for them to be used by most people, especially here in Japan, which has the world's oldest population. Our solution is the Minot browser wallet, and this enables Japanese residents to use their My Number card like a hardware wallet, giving them a simple and safe way to self-custody their crypto and send and receive payments with just a few taps of their card. We also used account abstraction to generate ERC 4337 compliant contract wallets for each My Number card, enabling features such as social recovery. So before I pass it on to the demo, if you could imagine a situation where any child or elderly person can receive NFTs with a simple few taps of their My Number card. And with that, I'll pass it on to the demo.
Thank you, Dasan. I'm gonna show how to use our wallet. Let me see. Okay. So this is our browser wallet, and unfortunately, this My Number card is NFC, near field communication, using near field communication. So we need NFC reader. So, but I don't have time. I didn't have time to buy NFC card reader. So I turned my Android phone to NFC card reader. So in the website, in the browser, I'm going to connect this to this Android NFC reader via web Bluetooth. So okay, I found. Then I connecting. Okay, now this browser and NFC reader has been connected. So then I'm going to generate the wallet, actually the account abstraction wallet by one tap. So I'm going to tap this Japanese government issued ID card. So then address is generated, and actually this is this address is deterministically generated by account abstraction. So this other account has not been deployed onto the smart contract blockchain, but you can send Ether or other NFT assets to this contract address. So and also I have card here, so just let me see. I will connect again. Okay. Then just by tapping the card, then I generated the other wallet address. Actually, the
Thank you very much. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
actually, this account abstraction wallet has been deployed, and then I sent some Ether here. Actually, the Matic here. Yeah, and then could you please explain the?
Sure. Okay, and let me quickly talk about the technology we used. We used the ERC 4337 compliant contract wallet, which works with RSA signature algorithm. Why RSA signature algorithm is because currently my number card only supports RSA signature because that only supports RSA signature algorithm. And we derive the contract account address from the modulars, which is part of the RSA public key. And then when verify the signature from the entry point to the contract wallet, we verify the RSA signature there. The idea is very simple, but we have a lot of use cases using this kind of ID card in the as a wallet.
And thank you. And just to wrap up, so during this hackathon, we built a browser wallet where users could send and receive crypto payments. Post-hackathon, we plan to build a browser extension where users will be able to not only send and receive payments, but to be able to connect to Web3 dApps as well. Thank you for your time, and we'd love to hear feedback if possible, so please reach out to us. Thank you.
Amazing. How cool was that? This is like a really amazing real-world application. Congratulations. All right. Next up is probably nothing.works. Give them a big round of applause and let them tell you what they built.
Yeah. I'm not brave enough to do a hardware demo live. So, hi everyone, my name is Jason and I'm from Probably Nothing Works.
Hi everyone, I'm Akira.
Hi, I'm Ray.
Hey, and I'm Alan, and we're going to talk to you today about permissionless ads protocol. Back to Jason.
And I'll begin with a little bit introduction or background about what is advertising and who the players are, just so that you can set the stage. On the left side, we have advertisers, so Adidas. On the right side, we have in the industry what we call a publisher, in this case, Yuga Labs, and then the community, in this case, Bored Ape holders. And our permissionless ads protocol basically matches the advertisers who want to reach a community, and then publishers who want to bring interesting messages to their community as a way to kind of sustain themselves. Showing kind of our archetype of how we do this is everything starts on the lower left with a transaction. So because it's permissionless, so you can buy, sell, ads, campaigns, all on-chain. We have a cloud function that observes the order, and then once it observes it, it mints an NFT that represents the what we call inventory or the campaign. It displays it, and then for this particular demo, take the data back to Google Ads Manager for reporting, which we'll show. So we'll begin with a quick demo of what Probably Nothing.works looks like. And as you can see, it is just a very random website with ads on it. And to prove that the ads work, you can see that we've basically pre-populated with some random stuff so that it's a live where we're working ad.
Are we banned for the YouTube ad?
So now I will show you as a community how you can offer a collab. And I'll begin to show our 3 contracts and try to mint a ad unit. The two contracts we have are ad units, which is how communities say, I want to offer a collab. And then a campaign is how advertisers say, hey, I want to work with you on this collab.
Okay, so he's jumping over and showing now that there's some history of campaigns that got created. And then we're going to be doing some minting inside of EtherScan. This is deployed on Sepolia.
As you can see, we have a budget, we have a cost per click, we have an image, we have a name, etc., etc.
So we've already pre-minted some campaigns because the campaigns on the ad server side take a little while to populate. Even the NFT minting is, of course, instant on the blockchain, but it takes a while for the campaign to start. So what we're showing here is creating some new inventory. So he's creating something at 1.0 with size with some size parameters, x, y, width, height, and did you submit it? Okay, and then submit the transaction. And then back on the website at probablynothing.works, that's a DApp. So it's totally not interacting with the backend at all. It just reads data from Ethers.js to get the information from Sepolia and then renders the ad. So as soon as that transaction commits, it'll be live. When the campaigns were minted, we should also call out there's a few parameters. Basically, what gets submitted is the creative. So it's a banner in this case, a landing page URL, price per click if you want to run a price per click campaign, let's say 10 cents, and a budget. So what we do is we're taking the total budget and collateralizing the campaign at that time into a vault, and then based on some reporting, which Jason will show you in a second, is what we get, what the publisher of the ad inventory it's paid out from. You just created this one in the lower left, right?
That's correct. So as you can see, we just permissionlessly created a new advertising unit that people can click.
Oh yeah, okay. And so now what he's showing is one of the nice things that's built into this centralized execution of the ad server is Google's put a lot of resources into making sure the clicks are not fraudulent. So it's Sybil resistant in that sense. And what he's showing here is that we can collect some click data from each of the ads that showed up. And also it's optimizing revenue for the owner of the space where the ad runs to make sure that the revenue is maximized. So it's, for example, if something has a very high price per click, it doesn't mean it always runs. If there's another campaign that's going to expire soon, you might want to harvest that revenue quickly before proceeding with the longer running, higher paying clicks. So that's all happening here. And then the reporting data, we periodically pull this data into an Oracle and then make the micropayments out to the advertisers, to the publishers who are displaying the ads.
Quickly, to summarize, it is a probablynothing.works is a permissionless advertising protocol. We allow communities to monetize their own assets. In the future, we can have features like moderation that tells them, say, I want this, I don't want to do this. And the whole point is to connect Web2 demand versus Web3 communities, or connect Web2 demand to Web3 communities. And then lastly, because these ads are actually NFT, right? So they become a tokenized revenue streams. What that means is a yield-bearing asset, and you can do all the very cool things you could do with DeFi things. For example, fundraise with them, borrow, lend, use them as collateral, do an interest rate swap, whatever it is you want. And these things are obviously tradable, highly liquid, et cetera, et cetera. That's it for our demo. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. another amazing real-world application. It's good. All right. A few more demos to go. Without further ado, let's welcome AppSwap X. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hey all, I am Mohit from AppSwap X team.
And I am Deep. So we started this problem saying that smart contracts are passive scripts. And if we were to build automations on top of account abstraction, let's create a smart contract module. And that's how we started building out AppSwap X, which is a smart contract module that allows you to automate transactions based on price change of a token or time change. I'll take it over to Mohit to show you how the product works.
Yeah, so let me go through the contracts that we have. So basically, we are currently live on Polygon chain and Genesis mainnet chain. We are like live on some other chains as well. For this demo, like I would be like swapping my tokens from Polygon to Genesis, and it will be going through. It will be an automated smart contract process, which will be like powered by Gelato, and we will be like making the transfer of the assets, and we'll be doing on-chain swaps on the like the target chain through like the Connex and all that stuff. So let me talk about like this is our Polygon scan deployed contract. The same kind of contract with some additional features have been deployed on Genesis. So our contracts live on multiple chains. And what I'm going to do is basically I will be creating a deposit. So it's like you as the user who wants to like swap your USDC from Polygon, and you want to transfer it to the Genesis chain to like the limit order on the GNO token. So what I will be doing, like I have this create deposit. I have like like already filled some of the values. So what we have, like if you are transferring like any native token, you have to pass it here. Then we have like this from address, which is like from which address you want to transfer the money. It can be your smart wallet account address or your EOA account address. Then we have like this to address where on the target chain you want to receive the amount. And then this is the amount that we want to target. This is like 0.5 USDC. And then there is like the price. So the price is basically at which price I want to do this swap on the target chain. And I want to like transfer the assets from this. And then this is like the prompt to address, which is like the USDC address on Polygon scan. And this is like a 2 token address, which is on Genesis chain. So I would be just like quickly creating a deposit. I will be doing some aggressive because the fast transaction. So let me wait for the transaction to happen.
The contract is trying to store the XCall data as well as how it needs to be sent from the source chain as well as on the destination chain, where it will be interpreted by XReceive.
Yeah, so this transaction, the deposited confirmed. What I will be doing is like I have this Gelato ID, which is triggered in the event. I will be just searching for this Gelato ID on the Gelato network. So you can see this is like our execute limit order that is automatically created from on-chain smart contract. There is nothing, a server in between, like we have no Node.js server or any server. It's directly from the smart contract that this is happening. And you can see like there are some task logs. So currently this is trying to execute, but the price is not matching. So this will not execute. Now what I will be doing, basically, I will be like forcing the price. I had set the price of 82,000. So I will be just changing forcefully the price, because actually we are getting the price from oracles, trustless oracles. But for like this demo, I'm just forcing it to happen so that we can do this transaction quickly. Let me do an aggressive transaction. Yeah. So let's wait for Gelato to execute this process.
So all the functions are stored there so that it's transparent to the user how the XCall is going to be carried out and what proxy is given to Gelato. I think by now the execution should have.
Yeah, so we have got the transaction hash, which Gelato has basically automatically executed. And this transaction hash you can see on the Connex. So if I just search this transaction, so you can see like our transfer is happening from the Polygon chain to the Genesis chain, and we already have like bridged the assets from the Polygon token. And if I just copy this and like search on the like logs how this is happening under the hood. Yeah, so you can see like it is going from Uniswap. It is like finding the best path to execute that swap, and from Uniswap to like it's our contract, and then it is passing to the Connex diamond, and then the Gelato is basically executing this transaction in an automated way, and we will soon receive that funds on the target chain. So our motive with this project was like we want like if you have funds in your smart account and you want to like on the Friday or Saturday or at the price like $150 or $250 when ETH reach that much amount, and you want to execute a swap on any of the chains that are not in your wallet, you can use our product and you can integrate our product in any of the smart contracts and do that stuff like totally in a trustless way. Your funds are totally safe with us. So that's our project. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, DeFi is not dead, and this is the type of automation that helps us do a lot more with what's happening on chain. All right, 3 more demos to go. So for our third and last demo, please welcome Project Tanuki.
Hi everyone, we're the team from HomeDAO. We've built Tanuki. So Tanuki is a trustless wallet score provider. So what is a wallet score? A wallet score is derived from on-chain data, and it's basically just a number that is associated with an address for a given service. So we categorized the scores into 3 categories. You have credit. Credit is based on your previous activity on DeFi protocols, and it's useful to give you a credit score to determine lending rates. Social is useful for protocols like Lens, where you have a lot of bots. And this is like quite a common problem right now. A lot of people from Lens are telling me this is a pretty hot problem. So you can build a kind of indication of whether someone is a bot based on their historical on-chain data. You also have trading, so you can give rewards based on volume. So it's quite common in TradFi to give discounts on fees based on volume that you trade in a protocol. So these are some protocols that we identified that we think will benefit from scores. So Humor, for example, is a credit line protocol, and right now they have a bunch of signals that they use to calculate credit scores, but these are mostly they have some off-chain components always, so it's not fully trustless. So there isn't really a solution right now to like aggregate data from historical on-chain data and build a score based on that. So our solution uses Axiom, which is a ZK coprocessor, and this allows us to trustlessly generate scores based on historical data. So we write a circuit, a ZK circuit, that essentially aggregates data. So it could be summing up transactions, or something more complicated like summing up volumes that you've traded on a given Uniswap pool. And that gets pushed onto a smart contract where the proof gets verified and scores get stored in the score provider contract. And then this allows services to consume this in a really simple way through a view score function. So Tanuki is trustless. You don't have to rely on any oracles. It's completely based on historical on-chain data. It's fair. An issue in TradFi with credit scores is that you don't actually know how exactly the credit scores are calculated, and for certain demographics or for certain people, they're not sure why they have a low credit score. But here you can see exactly how it's calculated, and you can verify that it's fair. And it's transparent because you can see exactly how it's calculated on chain. So this is a quote from Vitalik. The most important scarce resource is legitimacy. And this is super relevant for on-chain data because you have a lot of really valuable data that's sitting there, but it's not being utilized. And it can be a source of, like a good source to signify if a given wallet is a legitimate user. So built two use cases. We built two services that build on top of the infrastructure that we built. One is a DAO gas subsidy service. So based on your activity in a DAO, the more you use the DAO, the more gas rebates you'll get on transactions. So we calculate a score, in this case it's 600, and based on that, they have a subsidy of 22% on any votes they do through the DAO. Second one was lending. So with Aave, as an example, lending protocols can use the historical on-chain data as an input to how they calculate lending rates. A few more use cases. So obviously this can be used for Lens, like I mentioned, and other social media protocols. For spam prevention, it can be used for airdrops. So right now, all airdrops involve an off-chain component, and it can also be used for insurance. So if you know someone uses certain protocols based on their history, then you can tailor insurance specifically to them. So in summary, we think that there's a lot of very valuable data sitting on chain, and it's not being utilized in a way that's decentralized and trustless. And we think that a lot of services can use this data to build services on top. And in combination with account abstraction, it can be used for gas subsidies and other use cases. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, 2 more demos to go. Without further ado, let's welcome Yoru.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charles, and me and my teammates, Lambda, Nick, and Changwu, and Randy here. We are team Yoru, and we're glad to be here to introduce our project. So, okay. So Yoru is a privacy-preserving DApp for social crypto payment. And there are 2 major concepts behind that. The first one is Stealth address, which is for better privacy. And the second one is AA abstract account, which is for better user experience. And let's say Alice wants to transfer some token or some asset to Bob. So instead of transfer those token and asset to the address of Bob directly, the Alice will generate a one-time address for Bob and transfer those tokens to that just generated address. And the new generated address is actually a wallet contract, and it's actually an abstract account for Bob. So the Bob actually has the ownership of that smart contract wallet. And there's a formula of how Alice can generate the address for the Bob. And when Bob trying to withdraw his fund that he just received, all he has to do is that calculate the new private key from his original private key and then provide the valid signature to submit to the blockchain. And because the new address is the abstract account, actually the withdrawal can be gasless, which means that the Bob doesn't have to send some ether to the new address in order to withdraw the token on that account. So here's a link of our repository, and let's go to the live demo.
Okay, our demo is pretty simple. It's comprised of two transactions. The first one is the sender sending tokens to receiver's stale address. And from everyone else's point of view, this address is like a random UA address. Nobody knows that this address belongs to the receiver. And for the second transaction is for receiver to spend the token he received from the sender. And what's amazing about this transaction is that the receiver is gonna have a third party paying for his gas fee and deploy his account abstraction and also transfer away the token. And this great user experience is only made possible by the EIP 4337 account abstraction. Okay, let's begin our demo. Okay, so first we're gonna have a receiver log into the dApp, and he's gonna to register. Why this register is necessary? Because he's gonna publicly share his public key. This is because the sender needs his private key to compute the receiver's stale address. But don't worry, this information does not leak or compromise the receiver's privacy. And you can imagine that in the future, when DID system is ready, you can attach Twitter handle or Telegram handle to your DID, and from this information, sender can, after sending the transaction via Euro, you can notify the receiver via the Twitter or Telegram. Okay, now the receiver has registered, and now we will have sender login and make the transfer.
So now, as a sender, I want to send some ether to the recipient. So I can use different social IDs to get the public key of the recipient. Here we use a ENS domain, for example, and then we choose to send some ether to the recipient. Also, we support ERC20 and NFT as well. So now I click send and confirm the transaction in my wallet. Okay, and now the transfer is really a simple ERC20 ether transfer, but it will have a event emit on the blockchain, special event emit on the blockchain. In order to let the recipient be notified that there's a incoming transfer that he may want to check on the blockchain to see whether which transaction he's receiving. Okay, so now the recipient have to log into the app to scan through the blockchain to see whether there's an incoming transfer for him. So he click the receive, and then he click the scan. So now you can see there is a new generated address for the recipient that he can collect the funds from that address. Okay, so right now he can click the withdraw to get the fund. Okay, after confirm that transaction, we can check online whether how the transaction is executed.
Okay, this is the second transaction we demo. As we previously mentioned, this transaction is amazing because it take care of the having third party paying for the gas fee and deploy the account contract and also transfer away the token. And this is all made possible by the account abstraction design. Okay, and that's our demo. Thank you.
Awesome. A lot of account abstraction. All right. Last demo and the last finalist for today. Please give a big round of applause to Superplay.
Konnichiwa, everyone. We are Superplay, and I'm Marky from Superplay.
I'm Leon. Nice to meet you.
I'm Yu-Chen. Yeah, so we are like building Superplay for website gaming. And our mission is just very simple, like onboarding the next billion people to website gaming. You know, we believe website gaming is the key for mass adoption. But, you know, we have a lot of market gap between the current situation and the whole day gaming industry. So as for the current situation, we have only 1 million wallet address for the NFT and gaming. But as for the gaming itself, we have more than 2 billion users in the world. So as for the market gap, we have more than 2,000, you know, like market gap. So if you can get more than 10% or 50% of those kind of gaming users to crypto, it's huge, you know. So we have a lot of frontiers for the crypto market. But still, like we have a lot of problems, you know, between onboarding gaming users to Web3. You know, like it takes a lot of calls for like wallet setup for the beginners. And also, like, you know, for gamers, like, the crypto stuff is too difficult for them to understand. And also the gas fee as well. So that's why, like, we built Superplay. Yep.
Onwards with what we actually have built. We have an infrastructure / SDK. Well, this slide is very, very bright. SDK for implementing essentially account abstraction through just an email registration. So essentially, we have been using Web3 Auth as a service that will generate an EOA account, and then from that EOA account, we will generate an AA account, or rather account abstraction, right? Which will serve as a intermediary between the user, who's just logged in with his email essentially, and the game, which is on-chain. With this, we also fund the AA account with ERC20 tokens, which will allow the user to actually do stuff on-chain. And then later on, if he or she wants to continue on playing, they can subscribe and get more tokens and more funds to actually do on-chain stuff. So I will quickly just now go through the architecture. I know this is kind of small, guys in the back, you can't probably see this. But on the left side, we have the creation of the account. Essentially, what's happening is the user just submits his email through Web3 Auth. It goes through our service. So our service actually uses Safe's SDK, which creates a AA wallet, and also uses Superfluid as a token streaming platform. So essentially, what we do is we fund the AA account with tokens, and we create a stream that goes back to us from the user account. So essentially, we have essentially built a free trial period for a game on-chain. So that's the creation part. And then the interaction part on the right side is a bit more simple. It's essentially a user is doing an action that can be any game action, and it's actually very easy to implement that. It goes through our service, then it goes to a relay, which is essentially an off-chain executor. And then from there, we actually execute the transaction through the account and the game. Now we're going to go to the demo. 1 sec. All right. So if we click start here and wait for it. So this is the Web3 Auth interface. And essentially, I'm just going to do a login with Google. I'm going to use, for example, this mail. And what's happening in the background, essentially, we have generated a Ethereum address based on the email, the Google auth authentication. Okay, so we create an account, and this is essentially a very, very basic game interface, let's say it. So essentially, on the left side, we have the profile. This is the profile of the user. So on the left, you can see the name, and then we have these SP tokens. Those are the tokens that we have airdropped to the account. And essentially, as you can see on the right, it says 100 SP per week. So essentially, it's seeping out 100 SP per week from the account. And essentially, by doing that, you can actually set a period of time by which his or hers free trial of the game will be finished. So, and then on the right, you just have whatever the game interface wants. So essentially, you can buy some items, you can bet other users, or do essentially whatever you want. So essentially, the whole idea was to create a modular SDK. It's very easy to implement. And yeah, one more thing that we can do is actually charge. So if the trial is done and we're happy with the game, we can just click on charge. And by using Safe's kit, we can actually just use Stripe to pay in some more crypto and actually continue playing on the game. I think that's about it. One sec. This is our tech stack. I did the demo. And this is our team. Rashimi, she isn't here currently. She's a speaker at DSI. Me, Leon, Yuchen, and Moriki. And just as a final remark and as the final demo of the day, I would like to thank all of the organizers, and I guess we'll see you in Lisbon.
Thank you and congrats. Those were our 11 incredible finalist demos. I know all of you are tired, so I'm going to try my best to wrap everything up as quickly as possible, but I don't think you'll have any trouble staying up for the next part because we're giving away a lot of money. Before we get to a tough crowd, I'm also tired. It's okay. Don't worry, I'm not offended. Well, before we get to all of that stuff, the most incredible thing here is that there are some obvious themes. So we're seeing a lot of stuff around ZKPs becoming more and more common and fast. We're seeing a lot of real-world applications. And as you've already guessed, it looks like account abstraction is about to be everyday thing. So effectively, these events become a way for you to see what the next year looks like in all of Web3 and tech. And we hope that you get to take home some of these themes and make them better for millions and billions more people. All right, let's get to all the next stuff. I want to thank all of these 11 finalists one more time for coming here, doing live demos. It's not easy. Things can always go wrong. So congratulations to Pomparding, ZK Voice Key, Bailout, Aoki, NFT, of Talwar, Mina, Probably Nothing That Works, AppSwap, Tanuki, Yoru, and Superplay. And you can see all of these projects and all the remaining 300 on ETHGlobal.com/showcase. So before we go into all the amazing prizes stuff, I want to just do a quick reminder that you get to finish the survey. It'll help us make the Ethereum ecosystem better. This is the survey from IS Talk from the opening ceremony. Just quickly take a scan here. It'll take you less than 2 minutes, maybe more. I don't know. It'll be very quick. It helps us really understand how do we evolve the culture of Ethereum and how do we actually make all these events better and bring more people in. So I'll wait for 5 more seconds, but I really appreciate you all doing this. There we go. All right, let's get right to it. For the next 15 minutes, my job is to tell you what all the prizes are. And for the next 15 minutes, your job is to keep clapping. You ready? $375,000 of prize being given away. That is 50 million yen. So let's get right to it. First up is 1inch. The best use of Fusion goes to UBF for $4,000. Next up is Cryptalk for $3,000, and ICO NFT will be receiving $2,000. Then the best data dashboard goes to 1inch Fusion Dashboard for $3,500 and Cuckoo Pompon for $4,500 on OpenTrack. The best part about all these things is that I'm going to find out what these projects are called live, and I'm going to mess up 20 times. Next up is MetaMask. Built on MetaMask SDK winners are Cryptalk, Asgard, Mimiku, and Get a Verified Lens, all receiving $1,000. And D-Terminal and expiry notice from MetaMask will be receiving $1,500 each. For the Unity and MetaMask category, Marm will be receiving $500, and the best dApps built on Linea are Penguin Network Catch, Akio.nft, Diffuser, dApp Contract Verifier, all getting $1,500. Congratulations. Gnosis Chain, the most innovative app on Gnosis Chain goes to ZK Credentials. for $8,000. Superplay is going to be taking second place for $5,000, and Hyper Cartridge for third place, $3,000. And the best project on Hashi will be Ohashi and Censorship Oracle for $2,000. And best project on Safe is Safe Panic Modules for $2,000. And before I go to the next one, I need to prepare. All right, let's do this. Taiko. Cash MEV category prize winners are key for $2,500. The best protocol economic prize goes to Taikonomics for $1,000. Best app is Prompt NFT Tree for $3,000, and DeFi Guardian will be second place, $2,000, and Hippocratic Island for third place, $1,000 on the best app. Shima is going to be taking in $2,500 for best infra, and Catch for $1,000. A lot more coming. ZK AFI is the ZK Zone winner for $2,500. ZK Credentials is $1,000. It's okay, you can clap in a roll-up style after every slide. Public Goods will go to Guardian GPT for $2,500, and DeFi Guardian is the other public goods project for $1,000, and D-Deal is going to be winning $1,000 for the Fun Bounty category. Next up is Polygon. Galaxy Throne, Warfare, Penguin, and Flap.sh are going to be receiving $1,667 each. The best use of Polygon ID will be going to Polydraw and Great Gas grants for $2,500 each. Daypass, Autopilot, AA, Multiple Access Wallet are going to be receiving $1,250 each for the best public goods with account abstraction. And I'm going to say all of these names. No, I'm kidding. 135 projects are going to be sharing $5,000 with them equally. I'll pause for a photo, but don't worry, this is being recorded. So congratulations to all of these 135 teams. Next up is Mina. ZK as built on Mina using Snarky goes to Recursive ZK state channels for $8,000. And Min AML VRF is $6,000. And Tornado Mina Invisible Empires are going to be taking $2,000 each. Then the pool prize is being split between these 7 teams. So ZK Book Review, Snarky JS Image, 4Easy, Artsy Wave, Minical, Voynix, OneCS, ZK Vendor Credentialing, all going to be taking $2,000 divided by 7. Next up is WorldCoin. The best overall project on WorldCoin is WorldName for $4,000. Kinzua Protocol is the best public goods use case for $3,000. And Z Credentials is $3,000. The most creative use case goes to Add Token Verse for $3,000 as well. And the Social Security Snap is the best sign-in with WorldCoin application for $1,000. And PP Swap, No Lens, No Problem, and AI Protector 1.5.1 are going to be taking $1,000 each. And these 14 teams are going to be splitting the $3,000 pool prize category. So congratulations to all 14 of these teams. Next up, we have Lens Protocol. The best use of Lens goes to Fluid Sense for $5,000. Yes! Moonlight takes in second place, $3,000, and Mimiku is the third place, $2,000 winner. And these 10 teams are going to be taking $1,000 each for the best lens integration for their application. Next up is AirStack. Satori Drop is the best overall use of AirStack's API for $3,000. If you're a project leader, you should scream a lot louder. This is a lot of money. Best use of AirStack API goes to 0x Market for $1,750, and Amplify is the best developer business tooling for $1,750 as well. On top of that, the best implementation on their ideas list goes to Wave for $2,000, and Heaven Gata are going to be receiving $1,500 each. Next up is Filecoin. Heaven is going to be the Data DAO winner for $2,000. IDQ is the Storage Markets winner for $2,000, and Mega Access is the 2000 Computing over Data category winner. ChatGPT, that's a great one, is the Primitive Infrared Tooling Prize, and Animate is the Wildcard category winner for $2,000. Next up is UMA. Brownie Points is the $5,000 recipient, and 0x Market is the $2,000 second place winner. And the pool prize list will be finalized shortly, so be patient. Those prizes are going to be announced and emailed to you very soon. Next up is Aave Grand Style. DeFi Struck takes in $3,000 for the first place. Made is the second place $2,000 winner, and Borify will be the $1,000 third place. So congratulations to all 3 of those teams. Up next, Curve Grid. Prediction-based quadratic funding protocol is the first place $1,000 winner for Curve Grid, with Kizuna Protocol, the second place $700 recipient, and Metascope for data NFTs will be taking in $300. Next up, Safe. Mango, Jerry Finance, Panic Module, LeaderSafe, and Memento are going to be taking in $1,000 each for the best tech implementation. And the best Web2 experience goes to Superplay, Palm, Smooth, Asgard, and OnChallenge for another $1,000 each. So congratulations to all 10 of those teams. Up next, the Ethereum Foundation prizes. So many incredible projects on this. So the best account abstraction goes to Universal, Paymaster, Autopilot, Mina, and Zpass, all receiving $2,500. ZK Voice-Key, Yoru, Musibi, and ZK ChatPay are also the best ZK Semaphore and UniRep winners for $2,500 each. So congratulations to all of those amazing teams. Next up, the graph. So the best new subgraph goes to Splend for $1,400 and Musubi for $1,000. The best use of existing subgraph goes to DeFi Anime, Eat Farm, and Wendigo for $1,400, $1,000, and $600 each. And these 14 teams will be taking in $2,100 split amongst them equally. So congratulations to all 14 of these teams. Next up is Cello. Catch is the Climate and Refi winner, taking in $2,000. GigHub is going to be taking the best payments and stablecoins application for $2,000, and Daolingo is the best public goods community app, also receiving $2,000 each. Then we have Shima and Cello proof of participation as wildcard and DAO NFT gaming track winners, all taking in $2,000 each. Congratulations. Next up, ZK Bob. Hyperbob is the first place $5,000 winner. $2,000 goes to ZK Chat and Pay. $1,000 will go to $1,000 will go to Animate, SplashX, and DeFi Struct each for the third place runner-ups. Next up, ApeCoin. The best integration goes to Invite Ape for $3,000 and $2,000 for Apify, and the best contribution around account abstraction is Gas for $3,000 and second place $2,000 for Vibe. Next up, Hyperlane. The best overall project on Hyperlane is Akio.nft for $4,000. The best use of permissionless interoperability goes to Zyzon for $2,000, and Hyperbob will be the best use of WarpRoutes for $2,000. Then, Interest Carry Trade Arbitrager will be receiving $1,000 for the security modules category, and the best DeFi app on Hyperlane is OMZ for $1,000. Next up, QuantStamp. Best use case goes to Blockhead for $2,500, and most creative solution using QuantStamp is going to be PPSwap for $2,500. Superfluid. A lot of cool projects on Superfluid. The best project is Streaming NFT with wallets for $2,000, Superbuild Platform for $1,000, and Superplay for $1,000, and FluidSense for another $1,000 for all of these amazing categories. On to ImpMax. Nice Vote takes in the first place $3,000 for ImpMax, and Atomic Flow will be the second place $2,000 recipients. Up next is the Uniswap Foundation. D-Terminal will be the most open innovative track winner for $1,500. Manike Neko is the ecosystem track winner for $2,500, and AppSwapX will be the DeFi tooling track winner using Uniswap for $1,500. Up next, Secured Finance, which came out of ETHGlobal HackFest 2 years ago. It's amazing. Yeah. The best DeFi award goes to Interest Carry Trade Arbitrager for $2,000 for the best DeFi award. Up next, QuickNode. Crossbow and Widget Protocol are going to be taking in $1,500 each for the best integration on NFTs. Next up, Buns. The best innovation award on Buns goes to Clamp for $2,500, and Fan3 will be taking in the best Web3 functionality DApp award for $2,500 as well. Congratulations. Up next is Lit. Dkeeper and Lichu Safu are the two $2,000 winners for the best use of PKPs and Lit actions, and $500 will go to Bailout and AQA each, so congratulations. Next up, Mantle. Mina ML, VRF, Daypass, and Tenuki are the first, second, and third winners for $2,500, $1,500, $1,000 each. And congratulations to all those teams. Up next, Push Protocol. ZK Credentials are going to be the most innovative projects on Push for $1,500. Another incredible project from ETHGlobal, by the way. The best integration of group chat for Push goes to Soulbound Credentials for $750, and Octoplorer will be taking in the best UX Push integration for $750. And these 10 teams are going to be getting $200 each for the full prize category. Congratulations. Next up, Neath. Habit Tracker is the most innovative app on top of Neath. Confide.id will be the second, the best ecosystem impact for $1,500, and Shingle will be receiving $1,500 as well for the best social contribution on a blockchain. We're at the finish line. It's okay. Live Peer. Animate is the best token-gated video stream application for $2,500. ReadyFlow will be taking $1,500, and Fan3 will be the best integration for a consumer app on Live Peer, taking $1,000. Up next, Sysmo. No Lens, No Problem is the best on-chain Sysmo connected app for $2,500 prize. Made is going to be the best Sysmo connected app for off-chain use cases of $1,500. And Zyzon and Made are also taking an additional $500 for the best data provider category. Congratulations to all three of these teams. Up next, Scroll. I'm going to prepare myself for this one. All of these teams are going to be receiving a lot of small amounts of money, but $5,000 will be split between these 68 teams, and looks like the world is excited about ZK EVMs. And last but not least, these two prizes are going to be announced very soon. We couldn't get to all of them in the time to do this thing, so we'll be notifying all the Reason and Huddle 01 prize applicants if they won those prizes over email, and they'll also show up on your hacker dashboard with a really nice pop-up message saying you've won money. All right, these were all the prizes, and in a couple hours, you'll be able to go on your own project and refresh the page, and you'll see what prizes you've won. So if you didn't read this or you're sleeping now, which doesn't matter because you won't hear me, you can just go on your dashboard and you'll see all the prizes your team has won. So congratulations again to everybody. That was more than $400,000 being given away. And I have 5 minutes before I'm being told I need to stop talking, so let's try to wrap this up. Quick notes on some logistics. All of these announcements are tentative and not final, which means we're going to verify everybody's source code. We're going to make sure everybody followed the rules, nobody cheated, and that'll take us 2 to 3 weeks. This also means that if you are an applicant and a winner for a full prize and we end up disqualifying some team for cheating, the numbers will change and you'll be notified of any of those changes. So we'll take the next couple of weeks to do all of that, and all prizes will be delivered on May 5th or by May 5th. What does that actually mean? It means do not ask me again when the prizes are coming before May 5th. Okay? Thank you. Speaking of thank yous. No, you gotta take a break because we're gonna clap constantly now for the next 7 slides. So, all right. This is the last part of all of what I'm gonna say before we enjoy the rest of our evenings. So before we wrap this up, I want to make sure we give a big shout out to everybody that made this event possible. And that's a lot of people that are involved in making this successful. 1,500 people is a lot. Just look at this room behind you. It's packed and it requires a lot of logistics and a lot of people to make all of this work. And these are some of the people that are doing all this work behind the scenes. I want to make sure we give a quick second to thank them for all the time they put in this weekend and months and weeks before. But before I get to thank all of these 4 categories, I want to thank all of you hackers for being here with us over this weekend. Congratulations to doing something amazing. You didn't have to be here in a building locked up for the last 48 hours, but you chose to do this. You chose to build something you were excited about. And that means a lot. And that means we get to see more and more cool things in this ecosystem. So thank you so much. Of course, I'm all of our amazing judges for taking the time and talking to all of you. So please give our judges once again a big round of applause. So many volunteers and mentors taking 24/7 shifts, not sleeping, sometimes sleeping too much, but also helping everybody get to where they want it to be and making sure everything runs super, super smoothly. So thank you for all of these amazing mentors and volunteers, all of our amazing speakers who gave all these talks, workshops that you get to use and learn from. Without this, none of this will be possible. This is the education we want to bring forward and make available for free for everybody. So thank you to our speakers. And I know you won't be able to read it, but this is all the list of people who are behind the scenes making all these things possible from all of our incredible partners. Once you see any of them here, thank them for all their work and time and also taking their time to spend the weekend with you to make sure you're successful. So please give our partners a big round of applause. And I want to give a few special shout outs to a couple people, Mia, Reno, and Aru, and Juan. You've seen them constantly running around. And of course, Arena, Tomo, Masai, and Tara for helping us pull this event off for the last 4 months, for being incredible hosts, making sure we don't make stupid decisions, really, and helping all of this be successful. And last but not least, I'd like the biggest round of applause for the ETHGlobal team. I'm here on stage, but they did all the work. So a big shout out to Eugen, Taylor, Fred, Rory, Wilbur, George, Chloe, Kevin, K, Kevin, Ivan, Cree, Huichi, Minnie, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Andrew, and Jacob. The sign of a good event and amazing operation is that you don't have too many things to complain about. And if nothing is there for you to notice, that means it was running smoothly. And this is a team that makes it happen. So they deserve all that recognition. So make sure you thank all of them whenever you get a chance. Okay, well, I lied. There's another section. The finalists. So we saw 10 teams come up. We saw a lot of prizes from our partners. And you kind of saw, okay, well, all the prizes were for the partners, but then not all the teams were listed there. What's going on? If you've never been to an ETHGlobal event before, there's one thing that we do differently than everything else. This event is not a competition. Our goal is to help others get into this space and understand what's possible. And as part of that, we want to make sure that we get to surface interesting ideas and not make this competitive where we get to force people to be first, second, third. So effectively, all 11 of those teams are our first place winners. And as a finalist, they all came in first. So congratulations to all 11 of those teams. And as part of being a finalist, you'll be getting a 500 USDC in addition to everything per member from ETHGlobal for being an incredible, incredible participant this weekend. But wait, there's more. That's not all. All of these teams will also be getting up to $10,000 in credits on EWS in case they want to make this forward. 10 Zipolia ETH per member, so you have to worry about all the testnet ETH. An ENS domain of their choice, more than 4 characters. For all the pragmas we're going to do at ETHGlobal, you'll get a free entry to all of these events. If you want to buy a hardware wallet, you can also get $100 off a grid wallet and a Lens Protocol handle. If you have not already been whitelisted, access to Push Video Alpha for the amazing things that you can do there, and a pro tier access to Web3.storage if you are building anything that requires decentralized storage. And last but not least, if you want to come to Lisbon, we'll pay for your flight for the Lisbon. So to summarize all of this, every individual here, with the exception of AWS credits, will be getting all these things as a finalist. There's like 50 of you here or something. That's a lot of people. We want to make sure that you get to be awarded for all the amazing work you've done. But wait, there's even more. As of right now, we've just announced ethglobal.com/perks, which means that soon we'll be able to let anybody in the ETHGlobal community get access to all these things to continue building your project. So check out ethglobal.com/perks. It's not even on the website just yet. It's just a URL that works. Sign up for this thing. We'll be able to add so many more new perks where it lets you get access to different, you get free domain name, you get to be part of different apps early on, and we're going to do a lot of drops, including swag. So this is us making this available to even more and thousands more people. That officially concludes ETHGlobal Tokyo. And as is tradition, let's talk about what's next. Immediately after this coming Saturday, we'll be hosting a small meetup in Taipei. So if any of you are going back to Taipei or at Taipei, you get to come say hi and hang out with some of the ETHGlobal community this coming Saturday evening. You can head over to ethglobal.com/Taipei for our first ever community meetup. Then we have our next in-person hackathon, ETHGlobal Lisbon. May 12th to 14th is when you can be part of ETHGlobal Lisbon. You can apply right now. You got a month to go. Up then, after that is ETHGlobal Waterloo. This is where ETHGlobal started. We're going to come back there for the 3rd time and be near Canada where all of this began, including Ethereum. After that is going to be ETHGlobal Paris, right after ETHCC in France on July 21st to 23rd. And we're going to then do ETHGlobal New York in September. So September 22nd, 24th is our second last hackathon in person of this year. And soon we're going to just talk about the new dates for ETHGlobal Istanbul, for bringing all of this back to an amazing community that we've already been part of. And now I'm actually done talking. So before we all get up, let's make sure we do a quick group photo. I'll have the photographer just come in. We'll turn the lights on and just take a massive photo of everybody in this room. And then we can get to some partying. So, lights. Let's get lights for 2 seconds. There we go. Don't stand up just yet. Or maybe you're doing. Should we stand up? Let's stand up. Need a stool here? On count of three, say ETH Global. 1, 2, 3. ETH Global. All right, everybody. I am done talking. Get some rest. We're going to have party upstairs. Thanks to Safe. Thank you for being at ETHGlobal Tokyo.